as the shirt fucking says, baby. How about the Rangers? Rangers win, baby. It's been a while since I've done that. 4-3 over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Huge win. Oh my God. Huge way to close out 2021. My heart is still racing from that, but the Rangers get it done in Tampa Bay and hold out to win this 4-3. Well, sort of hold out. But this was a very brutal game in many ways, but the Rangers go in and get it done against Tampa Bay, who is without Andrei Vasilevsky, but it did not matter because, sorry, just seeing something on Twitter, but it did not matter because the Rangers were electric tonight, except for the first period. The first period was a nightmare, but every other period, complete domination to an extent. It was more back and forth, but the Rangers really did, I think, outplay Tampa for the majority of the game. And it just sucks that the so many calls ended up killing this. You had a absolutely garbage call on, who was it that got that garbage call? I don't know why oh yeah, it was Kaka with that garbage interference call. Reeves, though, takes a dumb penalty at one point, which leads to Tampa's first goal, which we'll get into. But it does not matter because the Rangers get it done over Tampa Bay. Shots on goal, 28-23 in favor of Tampa, does not tell the story because the Rangers just did not show up in the first period. If the first period they did show up, the shot totals definitely would have been in their favor. Faceoffs, 51-49 in favor of Tampa. Not bad, though. Power play, which is where it was a little concerning for the Rangers. 0-4 to Tampa's 1-4. So, yeah, a little concerning there that the power play did not get done. Way too much passing on the power play tonight. It was just awful. They just were not getting enough good shots off. And then you had them get Adam Fox in OT, get a good opportunity to shoot the puck. He didn't. Or it might have been at the end of the third. One of the two. But they had great opportunities on most of these power plays. Just couldn't bury it, or they were just passing too much. Hits 29-31. Tampa Bay with more hits. Block shots 13-11 favor the Rangers, and giveaways for the Rangers 2. For Tampa, 7. Yeah, that was just, oh my God, my heart was freaking racing. But yeah, first period, Stamkos scores first. Garbage penalty by Reeves. He's tired, so he takes a lazy roughing penalty. I think it was Corey Perry they ended up getting in a bit of a scrum with. Well, Perry didn't really do anything. He was just getting in his face, giving him a bit of a shove and a couple punches, weak punches, if you will. Right off the draw, though, Stamkos scores from Hedman and Palat. Power play goal. Tampa Bay goes up 1-0 early, and it was concerning because you felt like Tampa's just going to dominate us. We had 3 shots that period to Tampa Bay's 10, but the second period shots were 12-10 in favor of the Rangers. Third was 6-8 in favor of Tampa, but I thought the Rangers had a really good third period. And then OT 2-0 in favor of the Rangers for shots. No shots on goal in overtime. We love that, despite them having a man advantage for a bit there. Still impressive. But we also got to thank Brian Elliott because he helped out. Julian Gauthier with a strong forecheck forces Elliott to stay behind the net. And if you're a goaltender, tend the goal, as Steve Dangle says. And he did not there. Lafreniere gets the open basket, the open net, the open cage, whatever you want to call it. He gets it wide open. He buries that one. And the Rangers tie this game at 1. Before that, you had some good opportunities. Kreider had a pretty good opportunity, shorthanded. So, you had that there. You had Dryden Hunt, I think that was in the first period, blocking shots like an animal. He ended up getting moved down to the 4th line, which I was fine with because guess who scored the next goal? Barclay Goodrow. This was before. No, he was moved up to the 2nd line at this point. This was just shorthanded from Greg McKegg. Greg McKegg with a great pass. How about that, too? Rangers go up 2-1. Shorthanded goal for the former Lightning. Barkley Goudreau. Another one where if you're Brian Elliott, if you're goaltender, 10 the goal. He goes 5-hole though, as Elliott did get back to the net, just not quick enough to stop that one. Ross Colton then scores from point in Killorn. Garbage turnover there by McKegg. I thought McKegg had a really good game otherwise though, so which we were going to get into, but yeah, bad there. And that was one I'm sure Igor definitely wanted back. He definitely could have saved that, but he had a hard time all night because then Corey Perry rips one off the post not too long after. And it's like, all right, this is getting a little worrisome with these high glove shots on Igor. But thankfully, nothing more came on that front for the rest of the night. But then Barkley Goudreau gets another goal from Panarin and Miller. Miller with the secondary. It's weird because he ended up shooting that. Panarin must have got a piece, and then Barkley Goudreau got a piece too. That was a weird sequence, but Barkley Goudreau does get the second goal. They had Strome originally, and then they switch it back to Goudreau. I don't know. But as of right now, it's Barkley Goudreau at the time of recording this video, which is at 10:11 p.m. From Panarin and Miller. Miller, I thought, had a really solid game, which we were going to get into, except a garbage pass. He made it such a great defensive play to transition it to the offensive way. And then there he goes, giving a garbage pass to Jacob Trouba. Like, what are you doing? But then, unfortunately, Tampa pulls the goalie, and then Kreider ends up going on the ice. You have Gallant screaming his head off. I love that. Trying to rip the paper out of the ref's hands that the ref was showing to them. That was really hilarious, but they don't let Kreider on the ice for a change, which is what we wanted out there. And, of course, it doesn't work out because Corey Perry scores from Stamkos and Palat. Tampa Bay ties this one at 3. And you knew from there we were going to overtime. Although the Rangers did get a power play late in regulation as there was a delay of game on Sergachev. John Cooper definitely thought that was deflected by Barkley Goudreau, but it was not even close if you look at the replay. But the refs were giving Tampa Bay a lot tonight. I think John Cooper should have pumped the brakes there. But yeah, the Rangers get some good looks late there. You had a shot that go off the that went high. I think that went off the crossbar. I don't know if it went above it or if it did hit the crossbar, but you had some good opportunities there. And then in overtime, some good opportunities early. But then we end up going to the skills competition, the shootout. Win or lose, I hate the shootout. Worst thing to ever be put into a damn sport. But it ended up working out tonight because Igor Shesterkin perfect in the shootout. And the only goal for the Rangers was from Mika Zibanejad, of course, because Mika likes to shut me up sometimes, as I was ripping him during the entire game pretty much. So he definitely shut me up there as the Rangers close out 2021 with a huge win. Let's get into each line for tonight. The first line of Kreider, Zibanejad, Kakko, I thought they had a pretty solid game. No one did well at all in the first period, so let's make that clear that when I say any of this is for the second period on. I thought they had a pretty solid game. Mika with 3 shots on goal. He could have been a bit better at times. Kreider, I thought, had a really strong game, blocking shots too. You thought he got hurt there towards the end of the game, but he blocked shots like a maniac. And then Zibanejad, you thought, got hurt at one point too, as he took a puck to the face. Thankfully, nothing major out of that as he comes back in the game. But he went straight to the dressing room after that, so that was a bit concerning. Then you had the second line, which ended up being switched up tonight, which I kind of actually liked the switch up based on the way that you had Dryden Hunt playing tonight and then the way Barkley Goudreau was playing tonight. I kind of like them. I'm kind of okay with them switching that up every once in a while, dependent on what's going on that given night. So I was okay with the switch, which it ended up being Panarin, Strome, Goudreau, and you saw how that worked out. Barkley Goudreau gets on the board. Strome, who easily could have got an apple tonight, he maybe did score. We don't know still. And then Panarin, of course, did get an apple. He had a great night, as always, despite them really playing great defense on him for the first period. The third line did not get a lot of ice time of Lafreniere, Hedel, Gauthier. They didn't get a lot. less than 10 minutes for that group, especially Gauthier. He only got 6 minutes, which I thought was very harsh. Yeah, it's kind of tough when you don't have when special teams were being used a lot on both ends. It was kind of hard to get him in the game because he doesn't get any power play time, which I think he should get on that second unit because the second unit clearly is not working. And then, yeah, shorthanded too. He doesn't get looks, so kind of hard to get him into tonight's action a bit. Lafreniere, I thought, could have got a bit more ice time. And then Hedel, I think he should be taken off that power play. And when Mika was out for that one power play, I was confused as to why. Still, they didn't have Strome going to the bumper and then Kakko going the one-time spot with the extra lefty. Made no sense to me, but it is what it is. And then the fourth line didn't get a lot of ice time either. And that ended up being at the end of the game. It was Dryden Hunt, and then you had centering that Greg McKegg, and on the right, Ryan Reeves, or I don't know if it was vice versa with the wingers there. But I thought they had a pretty solid game, except for Reeves. I thought Reeves this was probably one of his worst games, which was ironic because Barclay Goodrow, this was one of his best games. And usually we've been looking for both of them to have great games together since usually they're on the fourth line together. But Reeves had a pretty bad game tonight, especially that penalty. That penalty was awful. I thought that Reeves, I'm surprised he got as much ice time as he did, especially compared to Lafreniere, Gauthier, and Hedel. A little shocking there. And I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. In terms of the defense, you had Nemeth paired with Fox for the night. Fox played 30 damn minutes. 6:30 on the power play for that. 3:36 on that was shorthanded. Guy is just unfreaking believable. And then Nemeth, I thought, had a pretty solid night, except for when he tried to kill Barclay Goodrow, or tried to kill Shesterkin with Barclay Goodrow. But Barclay Goodrow did have a great defensive play in front of the net late in this one also. Forgot to mention that because Barclay Goodrow is definitely the best player of tonight's game for the Rangers. And you can't even argue that. He was all over the ice, offensively and defensively. And that's the guy that we signed for $3.6 million, if you're wondering. Because he's been getting a lot of heat from Ranger fans, myself included at times. But tonight he definitely shut every single Ranger fan up and had a great performance. But the defense definitely is missing Ryan Lindgren. The second pair of Miller and Trouba I thought was pretty decent tonight. I thought that on the third goal they did play that a little bit sloppy. They could have played that better for sure. But I believe Trouba was on the ice. I'm not sure if Miller was, but I know Trouba was. They could have played that a bit better, but overall not a terrible game from them. And then the bottom pair, which got like no ice time, Hayek and Lundqvist, can't complain about their effort tonight. Not a lot of ice time, not a lot going on there. And then Igor, a little bit of a shaky night, if I'm being honest. I don't like the first two goals that he let up. The third goal, I'll give him a little bit of slack for, but I'm not too crazy about the way that those first two goals went down from him. So, but it is what it is. He was hurt. He didn't get. It was a long layoff, so it's kind of difficult to get back into the swing of things. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt for a bit. But, Jesus Christ, I don't know what is going on, but my teeth are killing me. I got bad teeth. Just random side note. I need a bit of water there. But Rangers jump up to 44 points down the standings. 20 wins on the year. 28-4. Glad to have 20 wins before double-digit regulation losses, so that's always a pretty sight. We are now sitting 5th in the league, and yeah, it just sucks because the Rangers could easily right now be sitting with 47 points ahead of Washington, first in the league and in the division right now. They could easily be sitting there if had they shown up for that game against Florida for the first 60 minutes, which is if they show up for the last 60 minutes. Sorry, the roles were reversed. I'm thinking of tonight's game, and then that Vegas game they definitely could have had too, but it is what it is. Yeah, just got to do the best with what you got right now. And the Rangers take on Tampa again at MSG on January 2nd. So, yeah, going to face the same team. Who knows if Vasilevsky is going to be back or not, but another big game coming up there. And then they do end up playing Edmonton after that. So let's get to Twitter. New York Style 24 says, what a game. I'm so happy we won. LFGR. LFGR, baby. And yeah, really great win. I'm happy about it too, because my God, if we lost tonight, especially with Brian Elliott in that, I would not have been thrilled whatsoever. But yeah, I'm happy we won, especially because it's been so long because of the layoff, and because the Rangers did end up having a bit of a rough stretch here, losing, what was it, 2 straight, but you also did have the loss against Colorado around then, and then you had Nashville. So it was a little all over the map there. And then anyway, our Tense's thoughts on Igor's performance tonight. I thought that Igor was a bit shaky tonight at times, but overall, he did what he had to, and we got the win, and he came up clutch in the shootout, which was nice. So overall, can't complain. But that's going to be it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter if you do want to get involved in these videos, or you could call in, which if you do ever want to, I tweet out the number with it and everything. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and yeah, turn notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.